Sunniva, you want to come join us?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Sunniva Buck is the executive director here at Cape Ann Animal Aid, and a longtime friend of mine, going way back to the West Parish school days.
You guys went to West Parish together?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Small world,
I
small
love these
town.
things.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah.
Both of you,
Yes,
actually.
you too,
Yes.
Sunniva.
Our alumni, right?
Exactly.
Adoption alumni.
I feel that way. I feel it.
Gee, Sunniva, the last time we chatted with you for Cape Ann Today, you were giving us the walkthrough, and all these restrictions were in place, and it was a pretty precarious time. So, how has the shelter moved out of that? And I hope we're not backsliding at all, but how have you navigating through that? The pandemic, essentially.
Yeah, sure. So, the last time we spoke, we were all masked up and we weren't having the public in, and it was sort of very structured, and we were doing most of, I think, all of our adoptions at that time virtually. And we have now sort of moved beyond that. We have opened to the public hours. Folks are welcome to come in and visit with our animals. We still have an online option for folks that aren't comfortable with that and who would prefer to do a virtual meeting with a pet. We're able to accommodate that as well as in person. We're one of the few shelters in the area that are actually allowing visitors in, not on a by appointment only basis. So when we're open, visitors are encouraged to go upstairs, spend a little bit of time with the animals. We do limit that time so that we can accommodate sort of the demand. We have a lot of folks that want to come in and see our animals and see our organization. Our adoption process, our applications are now online like they were during the height of COVID, and we've kept that process because it's worked really well. It also allows folks to fill out an application from home, get approved, and then set up an appointment to come in. So we're able to kind of work with different people's comfort level with that. And we are, again, like I said, we are limiting the number of people we have upstairs in our animal areas just for COVID safety, as well as so we can provide proper customer service to those folks when they are there, as well as provide proper care for all of these guys, because they are very cute, but they are very hands-on in terms of
you can
upkeep
tell.
with them.
Yeah, they're begging for for just attention.
Yeah, we joked earlier and said, well, let's hope everybody does their bathroom duties early, and thank goodness it's not smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
So.
It was really cool because they were all, when we started to set up this morning, they were going bananas. And then they all went to sleep at the same time just before we went on live. It's so cute. And now they're starting to poke up. Look at this one.
Well, and I tell folks that, I know the face hanging over. I tell folks that too when they come to visit, because sometimes they'll come in and they'll say, oh, well, I think I'm interested in this one because they're so calm, right? And I say, well, there could have been lots of visitors earlier, and maybe their playtime is earlier in the day. So you have to factor a little bit of that in.
So, Sunniva, how many adoptions did you do during 2020 and 21? Like, what did that look like?
So this year, so far, we've done over 1,500 adoptions.
And I accounted for 2 of those, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in 2020, we did less than that. We did about 1,100. But we still did a significant amount of placement using that virtual piece. We really, we shut down in terms of shutdown, like for a very small window. We just found that the need for the homeless pets and for people wanting pets was enough, and we were able to kind of balance our staffing, our space. We had separate teams, and we were able to make that work throughout 2020 when a lot of businesses weren't open at all.
Yeah.
And just for reference, what's a normal not COVID year? How many adoptions do you do?
Anywhere between 12 and 1,500.
Oh, so this was really, people did not hold back.
No, they didn't at all.
They
And
needed love.
Yeah, this year has been, it's felt very busy this year, for sure.
Yeah.
So, Sunniva, let's talk about the importance of year-end giving.
Yes. So year-end giving is extremely important to us. I mean, we rely on donations. That's how we do the work that we do. And donations are what allow us to keep the lights on, keep their cages clean, keep their bellies full, give them toys. It allows us to have a variety of enrichment, work with trainers, do all of our vetting here, which is...
This is amazing. You must be so proud of it.
It's a huge project. We are just so thrilled. I mean, COVID really sort of pushed us to do this because there was such limited access to veterinary care, and we had such a need, for our animals. And in order to adopt them, they need to be spayed and neutered. So there's all these kind of things that we have to meet and comply with before we can put them into homes or foster homes. And without our own shelter medicine team here, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we're doing.
Yeah, you would have had to just stop everything. That's, I
Yes.
hadn't even thought about
Yeah,
that.
we were
amazing.
very, very limited.
Yeah.
And even and now having this space too, because veterinary care is there's a high burden, there's a high demand for that right now, and a lot of private offices are struggling with that. They're they're not able to meet all of that demand. And so with our adoption, the first 2 weeks post-adoption has always been a window that we provide services if people would like them, that they can come back to us if they have a cold or something like that going on with the pet. And in the past, that was a very tiny percentage of folks that would take advantage of that. Most of them would prefer to go see their own vet and didn't want to put that extra kind of burden on the shelter's resources. But now, because so many people can't get an appointment to see their pet, we're seeing, we've seen probably over 400 post-adoption cases in this year versus 50 or less in our normal times. So that's been a huge difference and a huge service we've been able to provide, having this veterinary suite.
Yeah.
We can do dentals here. Before, it would take us sometimes up to 3 months to get a dental appointment. So you have an animal that's kind of in limbo or waiting, and now we can do it right here. Alex can look at the animal while he's doing surgery and clean their teeth and do extractions and all of that kind of stuff at the same time. So it's a huge, huge impact on our ability to serve and care for these guys.
Yeah. Does Hugsy
Speaking
or
of
Snugsy?
guys.
Is this Hugsy or
That's
Snugsy?
Hugsy.
Hugsy? Does she want to come on for
Can we see
a minute?
her? Hugsy, come
What a
here.
good girl.
Come here. Come here.
Hugsy!
Oh
Sweet
my
girl.
goodness.
You can make it around. It's okay.
All right,
Why is
introduce
there
us to
a-
Hugsy, please.
All right, so this is Hugsy. She's about 11 months old. We've got her down as a Dane mix. She's a big girl, definitely, at 11 months. Came to us from Texas, our Texas partner. Great people down in Houston. She loves to give hugs. She lives up to her name, 100%.
She'll jump up on you.
Yeah.
Can we get a hug? Can we get a hug? Come here. Am I just scaring
She's
you?
either up on your shoulders or she's down on the floor wiggling around.
Yeah.
Oh,
right now,
yeah.
so she's
And big paws.
Yeah,
And she's probably a little unsure about the cat smell.
Oh, yeah, really.
You saw what that is? Oh, she's
Yeah.
very sweet. Maybe
She
I
is
need another
very
dog
sweet.
too. What do you think? Would you love Ruby? Would you love Ruby? I think you would. You seem she seems really sweet.
She's super sweet.
Yeah, and kind of, mellow. Maybe not.
She actually seems to be relatively mellow, yes. So
Yeah.
I never say never,
Yeah.
but yes, she's a calmer type.
And
She
how-
certainly enjoys playing, but
Yeah.
she's not off the wall.
So how's the process work, Neva? If someone's interested in hanging out with Hugsy for a little bit.
Yeah, so there's two options. Folks that can't come when we're open or, again, are not comfortable with coming into a public place right now can fill out an application online. Folks that want to come in person, and want to see what we have for animals. Some folks don't want to fill out an application unless they've had the opportunity themselves to come and look at an animal, are welcome to come when we're open during our regular operating hours. So, like today, we're open 1 to 5, and then we also do by appointment evening adoption visits on Wednesdays and Thursday evenings.
Oh.
I have questions about, because Kentucky's on my mind.
Yeah.
How does it work with, shelters around the country when there's a disaster and clearly animals need support? Do you have a relationship?
So yeah, it depends. I mean, there are some national organizations that, Humane and United States Humane Association. There are groups that will coordinate and work, and then there's also smaller sort of relationships that you have with rescues. There are certain requirements that we all have to meet in order to bring animals into Massachusetts. So we tend to, for the most part, work with our existing partners. And they are down south, so a lot of times what we can do is we can take animals that they have in their care, and then they are able to take in displaced animals more locally, which gives the opportunity for owners to step forward and claim their pets. So that's what a lot of organizations have moved. With Katrina, we all learned a very important lesson, to not just massively move those animals out of those areas, that the goal is really to move the animals that are in the shelters already, and already looking for homes out so that the shelters locally have space to take in the
In more
animals that are
ones, yeah.
displaced. It gives the owners and families an opportunity and time in that recovery window. You know, sometimes they can't get back to their property for days, or maybe they don't have access to the internet or a phone, and they're trying to find their pet. It gives them that opportunity to reclaim their lost pets.
Oh, that's
So that's
interesting.
it's really
yeah, that's really important. So, and what about the relationship with Puerto Rico? This is what I wanted. So you get a lot of dogs from Puerto Rico, including my Ruby, who we adore. Ruby, you would love Ruby. I think you would. I think you would. Yeah.
This sounds good. Bring her back.
Yeah, I know. What do you think? Would you like to meet Ruby? She'd love you. So what is that about? Do you just happen to have a relationship with shelters in Puerto Rico, or?
Yeah,
is
so
that what it is?
we have two, actually 3 rescue groups that we work with out of Puerto Rico, but we sort of have networked over the years, and like I said, it's very specific, the groups we work with, that we all have an understanding of what kind of care needs to be done first, what kind of animals can be sent up. So we work with groups in Puerto Rico, we work with groups in Florida, in Texas, in Virginia, in Georgia. We work with Turks and Caicos occasionally, and we also have worked with groups in Mississippi, in Tennessee. So it's a little bit of a variety. There, many years ago, Puerto Rico was one of our sort of primary transport partners, but over the years that's branched out to several transport partners, because there's animals in different parts of our country that are in high need, and so we're able to kind of help out in all of those different areas to varying degrees.
So it's really where you have the relationships.
Yes,
That it's
yeah.
not that these areas are just have a terrible situation.
Well, it's a
with
combination.
pets. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
those areas have terrible.
You
Yes,
have
hello,
things to
making your
say.
debut. Yes, huh? She said, "Hey."
I've got stuff to
Yes,
say.
so we have a relationship with Chances in Texas, which is where Huggy came from.
Okay.
And Texas has a very severe overpopulation issue. So the areas that we're working with have overpopulation issues. That's why they're looking to transport, because they don't have enough adoptive homes for their pets locally, and they're unfortunately some of them are having to needlessly euthanize animals that are friendly, are healthy, are very adoptable, and would make great family additions. So
This one
that
would be a
partnering
great
is
addition.
important.
Yeah.
And
No,
she is
it's
available.
She is. So is she
available.
online
She's
too?
posted on the website, so she's available. She's ready to go home. She's looking for her home, looking for someone.
She is really a sweet dog, and I think she gets along with cats too. That's or the kittens
The
get along
kittens are
with her.
very interested in her.
Maybe not.
She said, "I don't think so. They just poked me in the nose."
Oh, we think you're just great, Hugsy. We do.
All right, we have some other.
Yeah, do we want to bring on
know,
the
there's
next
some
guest here?
Cuteness on its way.
Oh my God.
She's a wild bunch that will not
Oh, look out for the cameras. Look out. Oh my God. We have three puppies are all between the cameras right now.
Do that.
They don't want to leave.
And she's like, "No, I want to go visit with the crew."
Oh.
Okay, come here. Here we go. We have laps. We have plenty of laps.
This is group.
You can come to me. You
These
can come
guys
to
are
me.
part of a group of 9 that just came from Texas.
Oh, can I pick this one up?
Yeah. Just be
Yeah,
careful.
do whatever
She
you have to
just
do with
had
the
some-
cameras.
Oh my
folks.
goodness, I'm
She's
so
good. Yeah,
sorry.
we just ask that you watch her little belly.
Her
there,
tummy,
that's all.
yeah, I could feel that actually.
This guy is
Yeah, all right,
They can come on if they want.
you come here.
Another
You come here.
escapee.
Yeah, you're the one who tried to take down the camera,
Right,
right?
one down here.
And it's okay. It's okay. We don't
so
mind.
that's Sam.
Sam.
And
Sam,
Jessie.
girl or boy, Sam?
Boy.
Oh, Sam.
And then Jessie's under the table. She's a little girl. And then this is Max. And the rest of their siblings are upstairs.
So did you say 9? I was too
9.
busy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good
This
mama.
guy's sweet.
This one is adorable. She's either ready for a nap or she's ready to go home with me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's lots of cuteness. If you're looking for a cuteness fix,
The
this is
cuteness thing
definitely
is
the place
crazy. Look at this
to
one.
visit.
Oh, she just is settled in for a hug.
Yeah,
This is
and
just
these
like-
guys, you'll notice like a theme, like Huggy and these guys were from Texas because we recently got a Texas transport. So
Okay.
we have isolation space and we have to schedule out our transports according to what we have available for space. Like some of our kittens here are from Florida, a group we work with down there, and then we also have some local kittens too. Yes, I see. I know.
And they look so healthy and beautiful. I mean, they just look like they could be, purebreds out of
Well,
some...
their mom, we're told from the original rescue group, their mom was a purebred lab, black lab, who was about 75 pounds. So I think these guys are going to be decent size when they're adults. We don't know about Dad.
Yeah,
We can't
that
speak
often
to Dad.
happens, right.
Exactly.
Well, they're beautiful dogs, just really
Yeah.
beautiful. all
And
of them.
when you are holding them in your arms, when they're kissing your face, then it's like, how can you not participate in transport? How can you not help
Exactly.
these guys?
Yeah.
And we have so many families here in New England that are looking for pets still and who want to welcome a rescue, that they're making a conscious decision to do that and not to purchase, that they want to save a life that's already here, and who wasn't brought here for profit.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, how about, I have to ask this, Corey,
Right.
the Christmas puppy or the Christmas kitten. Is that something you encourage or don't encourage?
Right. Over the years, we've made some changes with that. It really, in the rescue community, it used to be very sort of taboo, like, oh, you don't want pets to be given as gifts. And there's still some level of that. We don't want it to be a complete surprise because even with partners, sometimes you think, oh, they would just love to have this, and they maybe don't feel exactly the same way when confronted with getting up at 2 a.m. for potty breaks and having furniture legs chewed on and all of the fun things that can come, or kittens climbing up the curtains.
Right.
But we do help folks with surprises to a degree. We can work with them to sort of make it, especially families with kids, sometimes they'll come in to volunteer together, and then we can make sure that everybody gets along and it's going to be a good match, and then we can complete the adoption at a later time.
Yeah. So you'd like the whole family to see the
We like the
pet.
whole family
Yeah.
as much as possible. We understand schedules can be difficult.
Yeah.
So if it's an animal that we know through our volunteer pool and our interactions, it has been fine with men, children, women, then we're not as pressed with that. We can make accommodations depending on people's schedules. But if it's an animal we've seen a little nervous with men or a little nervous around children, things like that, we would insist that everybody involved visit to make sure it's going to be a good match.
Right.
Sneba, let's talk about the volunteers for a bit, because I don't know how stressed the staff is. I mean, I know a year and a half ago,
I love you,
how
Sam.
upside down things
Yeah.
were. But how have you been doing through all of this?
Yeah, well, we're hanging on.
Yeah.
Like everybody. I mean, we've evolved, we've changed routines and different procedures and things to work as best as we can with what COVID's given all of us and the changes in society. Volunteers are very much needed. We do have, like I said, we have a really high demand, and we are one of very few shelters in our area that let people in, for regular visiting. Folks that just want to come in, see what we're doing, say thank you, and head out for their day. They just want a few minutes of cuteness. But in order to do that, we need enough humans to help them, to chat with them, and to also care for the pets. So volunteers are always in high demand. These guys take a lot of hands-on work. It takes a lot of work to clean kennels or clean cat cages, and so volunteers are greatly needed and appreciated for that. Laundry is nonstop here. Things like that you don't always think of, but folding newspapers. We use a ton of newspapers in our isolation rooms for bedding and cleaning purposes. All of those kind of things. We're very dependent on volunteers. Events. A lot of our volunteers want to work here with the animals, but events are crucial for us. It's very important for the community to know what we're doing, for us to have that outreach, for us to be able to raise the funds we need to keep doing what we're doing. So those, and fosters, we've really transitioned. I mean, during the shutdown period of COVID, we moved all of our animals out into foster homes. And since then, we found it was very successful. We do a lot of adoption out of foster, using the virtual meetings still for folks. So that's something that's really grown. We have a lot more fosters in our program than we used to. Jane's not here. I thought she was standing behind me.
She's there poking
I was
around,
going to say, she's our community outreach coordinator, and so she's direct hands-on with our volunteer pool and recruiting our volunteers. But our website lists all of our volunteer opportunities, too.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So definitely that's a great resource for people to look at. It lets you know exactly what time frames, what the tasks are. You can really get a lot of detailed information. We're also looking for volunteers for our shelter medicine team. If there's veterinary technicians or veterinarians who have a little bit of time, or students, who are looking into those programs and have some basic knowledge and experience, would like to come in and help out. Shelter medicine gives you a whole different idea and picture on veterinary care than a private clinic does. as I wrestle this
Yeah,
puppy.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Ready to move on.
This one's just headed
He's like,
for my
"Yeah, I
car.
was having fun."
Just like,
Upside down.
we're going
Not
home.
on camera. There you go. That's better.
Aw,
That's better.
he's so cute.
So Suneva, just to emphasize the year-end giving again, if people want to support Cape and Animal Aid, how can they go about
Oh,
doing that?
absolutely. They are welcome to come in and make a donation in person, welcome to send a donation in the mail, and they can also visit our website where we can take donations online. So all three of those giving ways are greatly appreciated and truly needed.
Can folks gift a donation? Is that possible, to gift a donation to someone's name?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yep. You can do in honor tributes. We're happy to accommodate that. We have letters and little cards that we can send to folks. We have in memory opportunities if you want to remember somebody. We have naming opportunities in our BRIC program. So there's lots of different ways. If you are very interested in a particular program, you know, you can do a designated gift to make sure that it goes to support that program, like our Safe Harbor is what we use to get these guys here and to keep our transport coordination and program running. Our shelter medicine program is what does their veterinary care. Our general operations is what keeps all of the big picture going, as well as sort of our training and all kinds of resources. So, yeah.
And you do have your winter ball this year,
Yes,
right?
we
yeah.
do.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you've
fingers
missed
crossed.
it. Right, exactly. Yeah, so tell us about
Yeah.
that.
So we missed it last year for sure, but this year it's going to be in person. It's going to be at Danvers Port. Tickets will be on sale soon. I think they actually already are, that you can get them online. We're still available for sponsorship if you're a business or a private individual that would like to sponsor the event. There's information on our website about that, or you can give us a call, and we're happy to chat with you about those opportunities. So we're really excited, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a paradise
Yeah.
theme this year. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, we all need a little paradise.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
we
been to a
do.
handful of the winter balls. They're amazing events. Oh my God, the online, the auctions items are amazing
Yeah,
to
we've-
begin with. You
Yeah.
know, and when you see all the tables lined up at Danvers Port, it's endless.
Let's go, Corey. We'll
I'm
go.
going.
We'll go this
All
year.
right,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
count on it. We're
Very
looking
cool.
forward to having you there.
We will
So anything
definitely
else,
be there.
Suneva, before we let you get back to work actually?
No, covered in puppy saliva. That's the best part. Just a thank you, really, honestly. Our community is incredibly supportive of our work, and we greatly appreciate it. We wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing without them. So we're very thankful of that, and we hope people consider us again as they do their charitable giving for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you
All right,
and the staff
thank
and all that
you.
you do for the
Yeah.
community, Suneva. It's amazing.
Thank
We
you
love
so
being
much.
here.
We're thanking you too.
Yeah.
We're thanking you too.
One of these days,
Yeah.
Suneva, we'll be outside. We'll be outdoors here
Yeah.
in the play area.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, in our play yards,
Yeah.
for sure.
That might be a
Our-
little
our
easier to capture
trails.
the chaos.
The spirit.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
a big puppy play group.
Oh,
is-
yeah.
There's nothing quite like it.
We'll do that from the pool, Heather. Do you ever see that? The little kiddie
We
pool
have
set
the
up?
swimming
Oh,
pools
I have not seen it. I've
outside.
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it in other places, but
Yeah,
not
that'd be a
here.
good one.
Oh, that would be really fun. A hot day. What do you
All
think,
right.
Sam?
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Suneva.
Thank you.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.